or just everything. But I'm not saying that we shouldn't enjoy living, but we must always remember that we are only stewards of the master's goods. Only stewards of the master's goods. What are you using the master's goods to do, or are you being good stewards? You know, some people, when you give them something, what they do is they try to take it away and keep it for themselves. They don't plan to give it back to you. So it's not, they are not stewards of the goods. They are now owners and hoarders of what they have. Yes. Yeah. Holy. Holy. Yeah. You know, hold on. Hold on. Lady Elise, I wanted to go ahead. National Bartender Day, but I wanted to bring to you the attention of something that's going on. I don't know if it was brought to your attention at all, of a shooting incident that went on in the US and at a Seventh Day Adventist school, and two 5 year olds, I think one was 4 and one was 5, was actually shot by a man and who subsequently killed himself afterwards. But the children, the news would say that the children are maybe in critical condition, or they are being treated at the hospital, but they are, I don't know if the wounds were life threatening, but of course all these wounds must be life threatening to a 5 year old or a 4 year old. No matter, in fact, it would be life threatening to me if somebody fired a gun in my direction and a bullet catch me. I don't know if even on my finger it's life threatening. So that's what this morning I wanted to lay that on the table this morning. I mean, we could share the story a little bit later of what took place, but I just wanted to mention it this morning that I came across the information yesterday, and I'm following the story. I'm going back to it this morning to see what's the development. Well, I mean, the development or not, whether or not the children came through the surgery and they're fine, or they have succumbed to their injuries. But I know for sure the shooter has been killed. And of course, it is, we have a story going around that it may be a target on the Seventh Day Adventist people or something to that effect. I don't know. But what I do know is that when you drive around and you see on a Sabbath, the Jewish mosques and people who are worshiping, who are of Jewish descendants and worship on a Sabbath, the police is always parked in the lot to offer some additional protection because of the crisis that is actually going on around in the world right now. So lots of stuff going on there, ladies, and of course, it has been a very interesting week this week for me. I must tell you that. Flashpoint Media. There you go. There you go. There you go. This morning. All right. Well, share the riddle. Share the riddle. I'm telling you, yesterday it was crazy in the chat because guess what? Everybody was just writing for that one. I want to say good morning to Elvira all the way in Nicaragua this morning. Good morning, Elvira. These are our riddle gurus, you know. You know, these are our riddle gurus. And at one point I saw Mr. Copeland put something in and I saw Hazel ask him, are you there for the riddle this morning? You know, and of course, you know, it was quite a few persons, you know, just, getting involved yesterday. And I'm thinking the riddle has become it's a next level thing that's going on with the riddle. Of course, I am always not able to get them so well, but I'm trying, guys. Please, please. Jack Pania says, anybody know what Jack Pania is, by the way? Do you know what Jack Pania is? All right, let me tell you what Jack Pania. Jack Pania. All right, let me tell you people what Jack Pania is. Jack Pania is a bird. No, it's not the riddle yet, but I'm telling you what Jack Pania is, and why I have the direct line of being able to do the riddle at some point. You know, Jack, here's a phrase that is commonly known to us. While there is life, there is hope. Why is this statement a popular statement? And I'm trying to give this background on why this statement came to be. So Jack Pania is a chicken, a bird, right? Who has limited amount of feather. All the other chickens have lots of feather, but this particular species of the chicken family don't have, because you know chicken have cousins, right? Like everybody else, you know. So no, I have no clue. I'm just going to leave it right there. I don't know first, second, or third cousins, but anyway, this so Jack Pine don't have much feather. When you look at him, you see maybe have one feather in one of his wings. I have nothing on him at all, but just one feather in the tail of the wings, end of the wings. So you know he has no capability of flying, of for flight. So he's there walking around, strutting around, and he's saying, you know what? While there's life, there is feather. While there's life, there is hope that feather will grow. So let's live long. Feather will come. Ah, riddle me this, riddle me that, guess me this, riddle me, and perhaps I want to also add, I want to add also my quota of my expressed condolences to you also, Marie, from Flashpoint as well, and all our VIP members. Riddle me this, riddle me that, guess me this riddle, perhaps. Maybe yesterday was a tough day for most persons. Yesterday was a little ticklish for quite a few persons. I don't think they just got it right off the bat. It was a little harder for them yesterday. All right, let's have the riddle, Lady Elise. Me teacher. I know this one. I know this one. I can figure that one out all by myself. Nobody has. You see it, and while there is, I told you that I am a like Jack Panya. I believe in living longer because while there's hope, life, there is hope that I'll be able to get even one of these riddles. And this morning is my lucky morning. But you know what? For the benefit of our VIPs and of course our listeners, I'm not going to say it on the air now, but I hope you know that I know the answer. I hope you know that I know the answer today. I know answers today. All right, I got it this way. Because Facebook page or even on our Instagram. Into our radio this morning. I want to say a pleasant good morning to you, and I trust that you had a good weekend. And hope that today will be one of the best days that you have ever graced we're Jack Panya style this morning. Jack Panya style. While there's life, there is hope. I guess that's the phrase for the day for today. Maybe I should start making some phrase for each hope in the Lord. You cannot say it's Mikey because I have hands and I can clap. All right, fine. All right. No, no, hold on. I would go back to the days that you had earlier. Here's the one that I'm going. There's two. You did two of them. All right, and of course, let me go to the first one. Here is Jesus at the feast. Somebody posted a thing to me yesterday, and it was about the marathon. I can't say it on the air right now. Let's not talk about it. Yeah, the answer is easy. As easy as Jesus turning water into wine. For who? For who? For me. It was not easy. It would not be easy for me, but it was easy for. You can imagine all those guys who are drinking in the bar and they run out of wine and they say, Jesus, the wine done. I just call him over and say, Jesus, just make some wine right now. Please, can you just fill up that barrel of wine? We have a conversation about that all the time, when persons would say to us that, I've listened to many conversations and says, it wasn't real wine, it was grape juice. Then why you should say grape juice? I'm not going to have it all. I'm going to leave it here. Okay, that question. It does my sanctified mind, Lady Elise, that goes, in that direction. I can't see the guys coming up and say, "Oh, this is the best grape juice you have made this week, God." Jesus is good. I don't know what to say. But anyways, for the benefit of, we don't support rum drinking and all that. I'm telling you. So guys, don't get it twisted. We don't celebrate the rum drinking thing. We don't celebrate you going out and drinking at the bar and getting drunk. We're not celebrating. Yes. Bartender day. Yes. Uh, no exceptions. There you go. Ma, ma. Bartenders get the time off this week, and so guess what? We're going to be having problems at the bar because there won't be anybody serving, and so these people will be crazy right now, and they're unhappy. We're having a lot of unhappy patrons who goes to the bar, can't find their favorite bartender, and they're off today. Come on, what's going on, guys? Supports. Well, yes. Oh, wow. That's a good question to ask. I mean, off the bat of my head, I would just say because people love to drink rum and people love a good mix. Yeah. Anyways, here's the thing, Lady Elise. These guys, I would say for the skill itself, I talk to the skill itself. Are these guys are chemists? They are actual chemists. Yes, yes, yes. What they do is chemistry. Do you know that if you mix all the flavors of the sodas that we drink, it becomes a toxic poison, well, a direct poison that can kill you instantaneously. Just mixing all the colors, right? So when you see these guys are doing the mixing and all these things, they actually know what they're doing. For somebody who don't know what they're doing, they can mix something that will just instantly take you out. And that's the danger of it. Many persons I'm supposing that if you really don't like them too much, then that person at the bar must be your good friend because you can't have them mixing these chemicals and giving it to you if they don't really like you because they can put something there that will not make that will let you go home and never wake up. I'm sure of it. So we have to look at it from that perspective. And of course, this is not just a skill. It is one that is one that is very well practiced and revered across the world because these guys get paid some serious money to mix these drinks if they are very good at what they do. But then, ladies, let me just add this point. For those of you who hear me speaking so excited about the bartenders, I'm not saying you must leave the job of trying to be a clergyman or trying to go down the path of being a pastor and then go turn a bartender because it pays so well. The fringe benefits are even better, right? But then guess what? I'm not saying that. I'm saying, guys, stick with the Bible and the Bible truth. We're only talking about career choices that people can have, all right? But then I guess this is one that a Christian cannot have. I am sure of it. Yeah. Go ahead, ladies. No, there are jobs that some of us want to have, but we cannot have. Essential. While the church was deemed not essential. No, 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 no. There begs begs a question. I'm not going to open that can of worm, but it begs a question. We were running to shut the doors faster than anybody else while the people who were drinking rum open up the bar for everybody to come. So I don't know. No, I don't know what's going on. We need to have a conversation around that one of these mornings. Go ahead, Eddie. Sorry. It's okay. Just call it anything you like because it doesn't matter. You're not, that okay. You're not going to drink it, so that's it. That's okay. Oh, daiquiri. Is daiquiri? That. All right, listen, guys, don't judge me now. Do not judge. Okay, do not judge Mikey G. Do not judge Mikey G, please. I am, I just want to tell him that I'm like Jesus, who have many associates in different places. That's all. Yeah, unofficial therapists. Yes. And we're talking about the fact that they were actually chemists. These guys are actual chemists. They know how to mix things. Chemical. Yes. Well, yeah, yes, they did. It's going. Their problems at home. They can forget the problem at home, and they are I don't know. But telling the truth, there is. I tell the truth. Because there's a story being told about a man who went to church, and when he went to church, he spilled a drink or something gets spilled on the floor. And everybody was like, what? And, everybody was having a problem with him. Everything was just going south. Anyways, he went back to the local bar that he was coming from, and he accidentally bunks over the thing in there. And surprisingly, the bartender was handing him a cloth and saying, hey, don't worry about it, another drink. And of course, somebody came with a map and map up the place. While he was there scared, thinking that the same thing that happened in the church when everybody was just outlandish about what happened and was appalled by the fact that you messed up God's holy place, and they were so, treating him so badly. The bar, I mean, those persons were actually treating him so well, So, what I know for a fact is this, that I've seen many persons go to the bar, and when they're finished drinking, they are the happiest persons that you can find on the planet, brother. And in fact, if you go to a bar and see people drinking, they buy each other drinks non-stop. In fact, all the money that they have, it don't matter to them. They just drink it and drink it, and while everybody else, especially Christian, will not give a penny to anybody who need it. But as far as you go to a bar, these guys will just say, "Hey, you need a drink? Yeah, drinks for everybody." And yes, yes. But if I can see bartending such a potent thing, which should like. In fact, here's where I'm gonna go with it. There is where you find the spirit of giving. Look at us on a weekday. Come out one morning. We're in the temple of God, right? And so, it's time for us to go for lunch and everything. But guess what? There are some people we know that they're not going to have much to eat. We see it already. We can identify them, but we're not going to carry those ones home. You're going to carry home the ones who are elevated, maybe lawyers and doctors and probably, yeah, somebody who is accountant or a well-established business person in the community, but the persons who really need the help, nobody sees them. In the bar, though, that playing field is level as it's at the foot of the cross. You never know what the foot of the cross look like until you go to a bar. That is where it's level. That's impossible to see, ladies. It's ironic that these people exemplify the exactness of what Christianity should look like in the spirit of giving. Let's stop talking about the bar now. Yeah, it's when you don't have any money and you sell your mother's last, yeah, you sell your wife your wife ring because I was right or some. Well, what I know from pawn shops and stuff, they would turn your thing into quick de devalued cash. which means if I bring something to them for $10,000, it will be quickly $1,000, and of course maybe less. And then if I keep talking, maybe 500. So it is like that for the porn industry. But of course, profession mindset, and of course, like everything else, it's a business. And of course, you have no business in the pawn shop giving away your stuff. But at the same time, if what you need is money to eat, then I guess there's nothing more valuable than your belly. A Cain, sorry, a Esau and a Jacob experience will always be there waiting for you. Yeah. And of course, and our community notice board comes up after our news this morning, guys. So stay tuned for our community notice board as well, talking about all these things that goes on in the Cayman Islands. News time brought to you by SI Ultrasound for all your ultrasound needs right here in the Grand Cayman Islands. Sorry, ultrasound for all your ultrasound needs right here in the Grand Cayman Islands, and of course, Lady Elise. Oh, news time! I tell you, it was an interesting bit of news that I'm listening to. The sci school, being demolished, and students are having counseling under the trees. That's what I'm listening to. You know, um, it sounds like a bad thing when you listen to it really hard, though. But for some unknown reason, it sounds like they're having a healthier lifestyle than they ever had before in their entire life. Thinking about this, but it should be that we have counseling sessions under trees without having to lose the buildings. You get what I'm saying? So it brings, yeah, rectified right away. I don't know if, but I don't know. Um, let's check and see what should be the next step. If we can hear, can the question asked, question answered, and of course, let's see if it's happening the way it should happen. Right. But I guess we're still not hearing him, Lady Elise. Well, at first, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. Pointed out by one of our listeners this morning. I'm sorry, we have lost some of the conversation there. Of course, if you go to www.flashpointmedia.ky on our radio, I guess it's our YouTube link. I think the voice, there's something going on with the sound going to our YouTube link at this point. Um, I would see if we could check on that and see how it's working out. We're working on technical issues. Let's see if we can actually rectify this and see what will happen. Ladies,
Yes, we are working to have things sorted out this morning, working to, of course, remedy that situation. And of course, in the background is it's being played this song by Audley Scott and Tommy T, Make a Wish. And of course, this morning we are hoping that we are indeed sharing that ray of hope with you. It's a beautiful Friday morning. I said so many powerful things that you did not hear. And of course, oh, I'm crying.
no worries. But ladies, it was not lost, It was not lost because what it is, it's being recorded on Flashpoint right now as we speak. So if you lost the audio there, of course, it's on www.flashpointmedia.ky. It's right there.
Oh,
Of course,
I'm still
today,
crying. It's crocodile
I know,
tears.
crocodile
Oh,
tears. It's
oh.
crocodile tears day today. Oh my word. No, I'm sorry, man. All right, so it's a matter of if the audience if it's a matter of just checking the microphone setting on and see
Are
whether or
you
not.
schooling me right now? Is that what you're doing?
All I'm saying is that we need to check on the microphone setting to see what's causing it to not go through
That's
the
okay.
stream. This
But that's okay, Mikey G. That's all right. No, no hard feelings if I'm being schooled.
we had some good conversation this morning though. We missed some of that. Of course, our listeners are they didn't benefit too much. They just hear me ranting away, just going on. They didn't even hear the
They're
question.
used to it. They're used to it. They're used to it, Mikey G.
They're wondering what I was talking about. Oh my gosh. Yeah. They might have said, oh, there goes the crazy guy again. But anyways, that's how it works sometimes. Technology is like that. It might just be that there's a glitch in the system. And of course, yeah.
And
And I guess
it
it will be
glitches, but most times when the sound goes, Mikey G, it's my voice. Is there some? I'm starting to get kind of a sort of a paranoia this morning. I'm like, why?
Well, I mean, there are simple reasons for a lot of things to happen, but then there's no easy way to explain them, you know? So let's not try to explain the things that are simple but hard to explain, all right? So I was going to leave it right there. I'm going to say, we went on to talk about the school, that it was,
Yes,
we are talking about the school that the students and the teachers the entire staff is actually working in a makeshift situation
yes, they
with
were
the
they
students
in a
trapped
church, in a
by with
church
noise
hall.
in
Yeah,
a nice environment. Well, when I listened to that conversation, I remember going to school and that was the exact environment that I had to
it was
strive in, and
natural for
we had
you.
we have to thrive in that environment, not under a tree in the sense that we are under a tree, but in the environment, even with a building, it would have been the same exact kind of thing going on. It's an open concept, which means you didn't have closed classrooms and you could hear the students next door making all, if they were studying or talking, you could hear exactly what they're saying, you know? So that happened. And I'm telling you that for me, I'm listening to the conversation as a repeat version of that. I like and appreciate the way the Cayman Islands have actually taken care of its students, its children, and ensure that the children are secure at all times. So I really do really appreciate that. And so, it is unfortunate to see them at this point, the kids and teachers, using maybe, not on less substandard facilities, especially for bathroom facilities and stuff like that. I could understand, how much it should impact the entire staff and the faculty of
And the
the
background to
institute.
that, Mikey G, as you alluded to, is if you are already used to a certain structure and a system, then your expectations are that it will be fulfilled. But say example, you're not used to the air conditioned classrooms. And I remember some years ago, and my I had a colleague, and we had a very prestigious school opened there in Jamaica, and the classrooms, of course, were air conditioned, and she was weary about enrolling her son in that school because she said when him go to high school, it's gonna be hot and packed classrooms, and she is not giving him any false sense of some security or some alternate reality. So he's gonna get used to what is going to happen when he goes to high school. So she decided, even though the school it was closer and it was comfortable, classrooms air conditioned, smaller classes and so forth, she opted not to take that as the option for her child because she said, when you get out there, it's just gonna be. And I want to thank, of course, our listening and viewing audience for keeping us on our P's and Q's on this terrific and fabulous Friday. And if you guys are traveling, I know it's the busy, busy, busy travel time. You're going on your vacation and all of that. Please do not eat too much cake. Sometimes, today is bartender's day. Sometimes you don't go to the bar, but the bar comes to you.
To
Your
you.
sorrel, your sorrel is laced fully.
Well, let me just fix this one, and I say to you straight off the bat.
Before you fix it, confession is good for the soul, but not good for the character. Go ahead, Mikey G.
Does the sorrel taste good without the little spike, the little alcohol in there? I don't
Yes,
know.
I am my sorry. Good morning to my beautiful mom. Good morning, mama. Of course, her sorry is devoid of any alcohol, Mikey G.
Well, I'm just saying, that,
You can't miss what you don't have. It's the same conversation.
a little spicing up, a little bit of, a
The
little bit of
cake is
something.
another thing, though. Oh yes, the Christmas cake. But you can have nice Christmas cake without alcohol. You can have sorrel without
Well,
alcohol.
what I do normally, Lady Elise, is I buy quite a few of them and I put them down, but they need a little preservative, So I preserve them a little bit sometimes.
I understood, Mikey G. Understood. 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 Of course, as we are getting ready to get out of here, of course, our community notice board is must be shared with our viewers this morning, Mikey G. What's happening? What's happening this weekend? You know, at the end of the year, there are always a lot of events.
That's coming up.
Offices,
Hmm.
yes, offices, churches, a lot. Last week, the First Assembly of God had their singing Christmas tree, and I understand that this is the last time that's going to be held here in the Cayman Islands. So they had a good time last weekend. But let's just narrow in on what is going to be happening this week. And of course, I'm sure Mikey G will have some more to add. But let's start out with the King's Seventh day Adventist Church as they prepare to have their
I
music
have a
day.
favorite song. Do you have a favorite song?
If you do, then join us on December 7th at the King's Seventh day Adventist Church for our Music Day. The theme, This Is My Song. And trust us, it's going to be an unforgettable experience.
Music has always been such a powerful force, connecting us to God and each other. It lifts our spirits, inspires our faith, and fills us with joy. And on this special day, we'll be celebrating songs that have moved generations of Christians.
Kicking off the Sabbath School at 9 a.m., we'll dive into music that speaks to our hearts and souls. And guess what? Our divine service starts at 10:30 a.m., featuring none other than evangelist Omar Walters as our dynamic guest speaker.
Plus, get ready for performances from our church sanctuary choir, our children's choir, and amazing solo singers who will bring the house down. You do not want to miss this.
Whether you're a lover of hymns, gospel, or just want to be surrounded by the power of song, December 7th is your day. So bring your family, bring your friends, and come experience the music that brings us all together.
That's right, folks. It's going to be a day of worship, inspiration, and of course, great music.
So mark your calendars, spread the word, and join us at the King's Seventh day Adventist Church on December 7th for Music Day.
See
See
you
you
there.
there.
And of course, that what comes up in the afternoon is the Quartet Fest, Cayman Islands Quartet Festival.
Is is the Quartet Fest from Eastern or from North Side? I think I'm last.
Yeah, I think you had mentioned Eastern the last time.
It's North Side, right? I think it's a North Side church that does it. I don't think it's Eastern Church.
Yes, and of course there will be male quartets, female quartets, and mixed quartets. Of course, I am a part of the Grand Revival Quartet this year, and of course, always a pleasure to be a part of the ministry. Of course, you know, our leader of that quartet, Elder Bennett, is the composer of the song that we'll be doing tomorrow. So you got to be there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be interesting. And I just like uh, the spirit of warmth and praise that surrounds the Quartet Fest. And I'm certainly looking forward to that. Of course, the crusade at Ebenezer is still on this evening. Pastor Dr. Hubert Wilkie, the Power of Faith Gospel Crusade continues right there tonight at the King's Seventh Day Adventist Church at 7:15 p.m. is something that we do not want to miss. And of course, we will also mention that Savannah, yes, Savannah will be hosting their camp meeting Camp Meeting 2024. The theme is Living the Word, Walking in the Light, December 8th to the 21st, 2024, 7:15 p.m. weekly, nightly, and at 9 o'clock on 7 a.m. This features, of course, our speaker, Pastor Francis Chambers, and co evangelist, Elder Livingston Smith. That promises to be one that we look forward to.
Don't want to miss that one. Of course,
Don't
let me see if
want
I
to
can
miss
get.
it.
Let me see if I can get the actual ad in there. I don't know if it will work, but let me see. Well, I guess that theory did not happen. So, because I'm just testing a theory,
That
Elise.
theory.
I have an idea, and I was testing it, but I was just giving it a first time check this morning to see if it would actually do it, but it did not. So, all right. So we did talk about the weekend coming up for the Savannah Estate Church, and all roads lead to Savannah, guys. Well, guess where it goes? Some roads go to Savannah, and some goes to here, Eastern Kings SDA. Tight weekend. You have to pick where you want to be on the
Well,
weekend this
no.
time.
Well, remember, the music day is on the 7th. The camp
Oh, so the
meeting,
8th is when it starts. So it's going
camp
to be a
meeting
start
starts
on
on
the
the 8th.
Sunday, not yes. So it's not going to be a clash. So it's as one finishes, another one begins. Yeah, there you go. I always wonder about it, when we have all the churches are in campaign mode at the same exact time, and you don't get a chance. You have a speaker who comes that you could benefit from, but all the churches are having their own speakers. And there's a speaker that I would like to listen to, like Alberga Foster. When Alberga Foster came to the King's Church, you were having a different one somewhere else. And
Yeah.
then what happened is that people want to come listen along. Hey, listen, if you have not experienced Alberga Foster, I mean, it is something to desire, right? It's somebody who speaks a way
Good.
that you don't normally hear people speak, and clear that nobody speak that clearly.
But I guess so many things happening. The year is ending, and there's this sense of finality of you have to wrap up this year, complete everything so we can start 2025,
Do
and of
the same rat
course
race again, all over.
to do it all over again. And I thank you, God, that I'm here on this, the last month of 2024. Who would have thought? I mean, time goes by, and I say to persons, live your life well. I will say, do the best you can in all aspects because time goes by so quickly. And very often we don't get second chances. Sometimes we do get a second chance, but sometimes this is our final run. Let's do it and let's do it well. Give it all it's got. So, this weekend, no matter where you are, remember to send your notices to us on time so that we can share them on our platform. And of course, we want to say enjoy your weekend. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having the Flashpoint Media team right there in your home, in your communities, wherever we are. We thank you for having us, and I want to say, have yourself a beautiful weekend, and may the Lord bless you abundantly more than you can ever ask, think, or imagine.
Of course, also remember it's all Gospel Friday this today. Lots of stuff coming up on Flashpoint, and of course the great stuff, messages, and of course remember also in this evening's episode of the Open Portal we'll have a special guest, Pastor Jervan White. I understand will be our guest presenter or be our guest on the Open Portal this evening at 6:30 in the PM. So guys, continue to stick and stay with Flashpoint. Lots of great stuff coming up. Of course, catch us on www.flashpointmedia.ky. All day, all night, great stuff. Of course, going into the Sabbath morning, and of course, we're going to have Sabbath experience at 7:30 right here with Flashpoint. Guys, you have so much coming up. Don't want to miss. And of course, if you do want to hear a repeat broadcast of today's episode of the Breakfast Hour, where you missed the parts that Lady Elise was talking about, come back
Ah,
afterwards.
why you have to
Catch
bring that rock?
you
Yes.
can chat these conversations, of course, to hear exactly what she said this evening after the presentation of the open portal. And of course, don't forget the Grand Revival Bible Study Hour also comes up. Have yourself a great one, guys,
Have
from the
yourself.
desk of this morning. And of course, Lady Elise, over to you.
On behalf of the entire Breakfast Hour team, Mikey G, myself, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, our news anchor, we want to say have yourself a good weekend. Stay safe, everyone. Stay safe on the road. May the Lord bless you and keep you.